Good evening, sir.
All right, great. Um, Please just give me like 2 minutes.
Okay, sir.
So, all right, great. So, how are we all doing? Hello, how are we doing, everybody?
We are fine, sir.
Doing fine, thank you, sir.
All right. So for us not to waste time, because in the next 15 minutes about it, the facilitator will be coming in, and we will not like it for it to be that we are the one delaying ourselves, right? So it could be that cool. So, and hopefully every other person should join us as soon as possible. And if they did not join us, well, we start our destiny like that. So did we all receive our data today? Everyone, did we receive data today?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Mr. Ebenezer, you still receive data today?
Yes, sir.
Ah, all right, no worry.
Sir, it's one.
Okay, no problem, no problem, no problem. All right. Everyone. All right. So, what's up about our reading? So, let's have Mr. Ebenezer to go first, then Mr. Shemi here to go as the next person about what we're talking about.
Sorry, I didn't get you, sir. Sorry, please.
On which part? Which part? I'm talking about the what is it called? Now, after our program yesterday, we talked about like three person we need to read about before coming here. Then we discuss, right? We all remember that, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, and we said that we do that discussion for the 15 minutes before our class. So, I will urge every one of us to anybody that did not how will I put it? That did not read about it, maybe because they did not know about it, that's another thing. But if you know about that, you did not read about it, that's not fair. So um, let's have Mr. Ebenezer go first, then Mr. Shemi here next,
Sir,
like that. Yes.
actually, I read it. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Yeah, sir. I'm Alabemiza by name.
All right, great.
So, I read about Mahatma Gandhi.
Okay,
Mahatma
okay.
Gandhi.
All right.
So, from what I read about him, I noticed he was a Indian lawyer, a nationalist and political ethicist.
Okay.
He's a non-violent person. He resists to lead the successful campaign of India independence from the British, and he turned his fire movements for civil rights and freedom across the world.
Okay.
So, from his biography, he was born October 2, 1869, Bombada, India.
All right. So just
And his wife,
all right. Tell
okay,
us
okay,
hello.
sir.
Just tell us two unique things you learned
Yes, sir. Wait.
about him. Just two unique things that you learned about him, so that we cannot take
Sir?
your space. Two unique things that you learned about him. Two unique things. Just two. Just tell us.
Actually, the thing I learned about the story was that he was focused and he has the capacity to lead.
To lead, right?
Yeah, he has the capacity to lead others. Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you, thank you. So, Mr. Shemi, here, just tell us two things that you learned about the persons you read about, so that we can pass. In fact, if you read about the three, just tell us two things that you learned about them, or just bring them together. Anything that two things that is common out of the three of them. That
All right. Good evening, everybody.
good evening, sir.
Okay, so thank you so much for the introduction. I'm Owolabi Oluwashimi, and I read about the three individuals, Gandhi, Churchill, and Pastor Nick. And although I've heard of Pastor Nick before, in fact, I've read about him before, but I still took out time to go over his biography again. And quickly, I'll be going over the lessons I could get from the biographies. Now, I actually jotted, so my book is in front of me. I'll just read out like I from the biography. And I'll start with Gandhi. Now, Gandhi was an Indian. The first time I heard his story was in a maths class, anyway. But one draw out of his story is that he started out very early. He was called to bar at the age of 22. So it was not limited by the idea that it is until you are old that you can achieve things. You can't achieve things at a very young age. So he believed in himself, and at the age of 22, he was called to bar. And also, he was very unapologetic about liberty and peace. He fought so hard for the independence of India from the British laws. And although it led to his death, he was assassinated because the Indians thought he was siding with the Pakistans, and he was even shot by an Hindu nationalist. 3 bullets to the chest. That was 30th January 1948. But still, it did not change the fact that he was unapologetic about the liberty that Indians deserved. He believed so much in that cause and he went all out for it. And he was remembered for it every day, or should I say every year rather. October 2 is known as the International Day for Non-Violence. So I'll move to Churchill. Actually, what really caught my attention in the story of Churchill is that he was I can say he was multi-talented because he was a soldier. And as a soldier, you have a lot of demands you need to meet. You have to fight, you have responsibilities to your family, you have soldiers that are under you that you need to give orders to command and all of that. But yet, he was a prolific writer, he was an historian also, and he also won the Nobel Prize for writing. So I think he would have made a very beautiful writer. So I think that's what
All right,
I
all
learned.
right.
And
Thank
another
you,
thing I
thank you, thank you. Because of time,
got, all right, sir, all
thank you
right, sir.
so much.
Thank you, sir.
So let's have Mr. Bello Oluwatimileyin. Just two things you learned about those people you read about. Mr. Bello Oluwatimileyin. All right. So because of time, let's have Miss Favor. I don't know how to pronounce this one, so I don't want to. Yeah. Let's have Mrs. Favor or Miss Favor rather. Two things we learned about. I think our network is somehow. I think our network is somehow. All right. So if you can hear us, just tell us two things you learned about those two events. So then just two things. Then the next person can take over. Hello, are you with us? We should move. Okay, I think she's. Oh, sorry. Mr. Damilare, let's have you next. Mr. Oluwa Damilare Oladeji.
All right. Good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir. welcome.
Madam, my name. So I would be speaking on only Pastor Nick.
All right, great.
Yeah, lesson I learned from Pastor Nick. Like number one that I learned from him, he didn't allow the situations around him or his disability to make him disabled. He's one of the most renowned pastor and evangelist in the world. So you having I saw a video of him where he brushes his teeth himself, opens the door and do virtually everything himself. You know, in this part of the world, Nigeria, we see many people on the streets begging, even people that we can call not disabled, begging. They didn't allow Pastor Nick did not allow his disability to make him disabled. And number two, I learned that with consistency, doing something consistently can actually make you stand out from the rest. Pastor Nick is consistent about his faith, he's consistent about what he does, as in his evangelism. And if you see people come to his meeting, wow, everyone are always blessed. Everyone is always blessed. Pardon me, please. So consistency will actually put you to the top of your game. So those are the lessons I learned from him.
Wow, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much. Let's have Miss Janet Busayo, I guess. Yeah, just two things you learned about the people you read. You can pick two person, you can pick one person or the three. Just tell us two things you learned about them. Then let's move on.
Okay. Hello, good evening, sir.
Hello, good evening, ma.
Hello, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, sure, we can hear you.
Okay. Okay. Talking about Gandhi, I read about Gandhi. Hello,
Okay.
I'm sorry, the area I am is a bit noisy, sir.
Yeah, we can hear you actually. We are with you. We can hear you. We can pick
Okay.
your.
Yeah, I read about Gandhi, and what I just saw in his life, in his biography, was a man who was not limited by his own race, because he sort of lived in an era where there is this sort of racial segregation, especially when he was said to go to South Africa. So what I saw about him, he didn't allow those circumstances to limit him. That even in that foreign land, he kept fighting for his rights. He kept advocating for what he believed in. And also about Pastor Nick, he was a man also that was not stopped by his disabilities, as people who want to put it. He was not stopped by it. He kept pushing towards his goal, and today he's a very happy man and he has a very great family. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you so much. Let's have Miss Alabi Deborah. Yeah. So if you are the next person and then you can hear us.
Good evening, sir.
All right. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. We can hear you. We are with you. Just speak on.
Okay, okay. I want to talk about Churchy.
Okay.
As he was a military man and he was very determined.
Okay.
Good evening.
Good evening. We can hear you. We are with you.
Okay, he was born on November 30, 1974,
Okay.
and he was a British statesman
All right. Before you tell us all the story in the world, just tell us two things you learned
as a
about him.
prime minister in the
Can she hear us?
okay.
Tell us two things you learned about him
Okay,
personally.
I like that it's not relent. I like that, yeah. I like that he did not relent being an educated soldier man. He still did not relent like that.
One.
And he was very determined to serve very well in the United States.
All right, great. Okay.
That's all, sir.
All right, thank you. Let's have Mr. Emmanuel. Mr. Emmanuel, you can unmute yourself and yeah.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, sure.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Emmanuel from Federal University of Agriculture, Makodi.
Wow. Thank you for telling
I
us your
thought
university.
I read about Pastor Nick James Boyce, TC.
Okay.
This man is known as Pastor Nick, and he was born without arms and legs. And when he was born, it appeared to look as if it was a disaster for the doctors, confusion for his parents, and it was actually a grief, and it threw all of them into a state of confusion.
Okay.
When Nick was born, the mom wasn't even given the flower, as in, just like a gift. Just imagine the first child, the first male son. The neighbors wasn't, they never came to congratulate the mom. But against all odds, in one of the interviews I watched, he said he defined disability as something stopping you from being able to do something that you want to do. And that he said there is hardly anything he can't do. Anything he comes across with, he can do it. And then he was also, there was one thing that caught my mind, what he said. He said that he considered shaking people as a waste of time because he gets to relate with people more when he hugs them. And one thing again, he said there was a time he was feeling depressed and he looked at the mirror. He was actually looking for a reason. He was looking for one reason that will make him, that as in one quality he possessed that people don't have and people won't argue with him for it. And then he looked straight into the mirror and he said he has the best looking eyes ever. And he actually entered that interview award by saying people are actually jealous with people who don't have arms or legs. If people who don't have arms or legs can think very great and live happily, then how about everybody? You that have your arms and you have everything that you want, can actually do more than what he does. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay. So lastly, before let's have who should we have let's have Mr. Jego Efe. Let's have you speak on that. All right. Just two things you learned about the people you read about. Right. Just tell us two things. I hope is Mr. Efe with us. I need to be sure.
Ah, I was not when the meeting was. Sorry, I could not join.
You said
I could not join yesterday.
okay. All right. No problem.
So
No problem. Who else? Who else? Let's have just one more person, then we go to our class for tonight. Yeah, Miss Grace Obademi, I don't know. Sorry about that. Mr. Emmanuel, help mute yourself, please. I've been trying to mute you, then you're muting yourself.
Hmm?
Try to mute yourself there, please. All right, thank you. All right, so let's have Grace, Miss Grace, please. Okay, I think the connection to her is not that strong. Who else? Okay, let's have a few. Miss Owolabi Temiloluwa, is it possible for you to speak at the moment? Don't use text.
Anyway, sir.
All right. Good evening. So just tell us
Yes,
two
sir.
things you
I'm
learned.
sorry.
So you said
What's the question, sir?
All right, just tell us two things you learned about any of the person you research on.
All right. So from the life of Mahatma Gandhi, I learned that he was a man who was determined against all odds to live a life that was better than his roots. He also had this um, lifestyle that I consider the non-violent lifestyle, the life of non-violent resistance, believing that two wrongs cannot make a right. And I also like the fact that he was from the search engine where I researched about him, they described him as somebody who, despite the fact that he did not have a very attractive look and the exterior, he had this burning passion for self-development, self-improvement, and he was constantly studying the life of the heroes of their Hindu mythologies so that he could imbibe the lessons from them. And I really find that inspiring. That's about Gandhi. And also on the life of Winston Churchill. I believe it's Winston because I found a lot of Churchills. So I think it's Winston, right?
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay, sir. So I read that he had an unhappy and neglected childhood and that he also had poor academic records. But he applied himself seriously when his father enrolled him in an army school and he tried to get higher grades, and eventually he came out 20th out of 130 students, and that he had speech defects and psychological inhibitions, but he did not allow that to deter him. He's known majorly as a spokesman, a statesman, somebody who would have to address thousands of people in order to convince them to win them over to his side, and he's famous for leading Britain to victory. So I see that as a man who identified his problem, like we discussed in yesterday's class. And I see that in Gandhi too. These two people identified their defects, they identified their backgrounds, that they were not very good, yet they made up their mind to make something good out of it. They took it as their responsibility and they applied themselves seriously to ensure that what they were passionate about came to fulfillment before the end of their lives. I think that's it.
All right, thank you so much. We appreciate. All right, so we'll be going to tonight's class, and I want us to appreciate our facilitator for today. He's a good person. He's a friend of mine since early days on campus, and he has been one big guy, always and every day. He's always this big guy, right? And he's a great man. We are still learning from. We are learning little things from them, things that at least can help us too, right? So he's my guy, he's my boss. So I will love everyone to be attentive and listen as he take up. I don't know. Do we have Mr. Lawrence? Are you with us, sir? I hope so.
Good evening, everyone.
Oh, welcome, sir. Welcome.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, perfectly. You can. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you. Please let's appreciate our God. Please, everyone, let's appreciate. Unmute yourself and appreciate our God.
Good to have you here, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you.
We appreciate you, sir.
yeah,
You're welcome, sir.
So
yeah.
thank you
We
so much.
appreciate you, sir.
All right, great. Thank you.
Welcome,
Thank you so
sir.
much.
It's okay. Thank you. Let's put ourselves back. Right. Yeah, thank you. Let's put ourselves. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So we believe in I will be muting myself so that we can learn from his well of wisdom. And so I would love everyone to be attentive and don't forget, take everything that you need to take from this class. Listen attentively. Listen to the hidden words. The secret is that sometimes we say a lot of things. If you don't give attention to the little details along the line of the person speaking, you might miss the whole message. So just give attentiveness to it. Just listen to it. Along that way, you'll be able to get the key points that you need for this thing, right? Most of the answer you are looking for is already in the word that most person have said. It's just that you are not attentive enough to pick it, right? So try as much as possible. Be attentive. Listen to it. It's a well of wisdom. I'm telling you, this person is my oga. All right. So, all right. Thank you. Welcome, sir. It's good to have you here, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, let's have you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for honoring our invitation. And God bless, sir. All right, sir.
So, good evening, everyone.
Yeah. Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
So, this is day 2 of Living Crisis, and I hope we are all aware of the motive behind this boot camp. I call it boot camp. So, so the topic that we are addressing is, the general topic on the whole is architecting life before crisis. That means we want to learn how to live our life before crisis. That means crisis will definitely come in one way or the other. So crisis does not really mean everything destroying or your life scattering or anything. Crisis might be something little, something little things that can affect our main goal. So we want to learn how to prepare ahead for this crisis. And the topic we'll be handling tonight is eating roadblocks and solution. I'll be sharing a slide. Okay. Give me a moment, please. I'm having difficulty sharing this slide. Okay, share. Hey, sorry, I'm having issue right now. Sharing my screening that I've not tried before. But okay, give me a moment, please.
No problem, sir. No problem, sir.
Okay.
So please let's give him a few minutes. He will join back and then we'll be able to share the screen. All right. All right. Great.
Can you all see my screen now? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, you can see your screen.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, you
So,
can see your screen.
Yes.
so the topic is eating roadblocks and solution, and we'll be considering the power of skill acquisition. So, what do you mean by roadblock? So, from the literal meaning of roadblock simply means a barricade. Like, I know most of us must have traveled in one way or the other, and you get to a particular point whereby the soldier, the military man, barricade the road, and what happens when you get to that point? The driver will definitely have to slow down, then maneuver his way through the barricade. So roadblock simply means a barrier or an hindrance, blocking our path to success. So definitely, once a car is moving and it's reach a roadblock, it's going to slow down. So roadblocks most times are going to slow us down in our path to success. And in life, there's no way you can do in life that you're going to meet a roadblock. In our everyday life, we face roadblocks. I believe that most of us that are here are students, currently pursuing our undergraduate studies. And in your studies, in your department, there are roadblocks. Whatever grade you desire to graduate with, there are roadblocks, things
Who is there?
stopping you,
Eh?
things limiting you.
Who is
So I
there?
have the facts here. For every goal, there must be a roadblock. In this class, I'm going to be using barriers, roadblock, challenges. They all mean the same thing.
Who is there?
So when you are
Hmm.
aiming to pursue a particular goal, then there's never going to be roadblocks. There's definitely going to be a challenge. Once there's no challenge, then the goal is not worth
Uncle.
going after. Then your ability to overcome these challenges, when I say challenges, I still mean roadblocks, I still mean barrier, is an important factor in achieving success. You cannot continue a journey when you don't know how to maneuver your way through a barrier that is set by this army. So it's either you stop there, or you turn back, or you take the courage to overcome this barrier and move forward. And on a journey, you have where you are going. That means your ability to overcome, to be successful, is determined or is determinant on the ability to overcome these roadblocks. I'm going to play this video. I want you to know if I'm going to play this video now. This video is simply a summary of everything we are going to be discussing tonight. And after watch, I want you to watch critically, and we're going to discuss lessons you've learned from this video. So I'm going to play it twice so that you can learn. So I want you to be very attentive and very sensitive to some little details in this video. I'm going to play it for the second time also. So look at this critically, and you're going to tell me lessons you learned from this video. So that's the end of the video. I hope you've learned one or two things. So anybody interested in sharing what you've learned from this short clip, you can unmute yourself. Hello?
Hello, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, anyone interested in sharing
evening,
what
sir.
you learned from this short clip?
Can
Good
anybody
evening,
hear me?
sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Good
Go
evening,
on.
sir.
Yeah. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
In the first part,
Hello.
the boy was all alone on the. Hello, sir.
Yes, we can hear you. Go on. Hello, we can hear you. Kindly speak on. Speak on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The first step was that. Yes, the first step was that when the boy was on the board,
he was all alone
Yeah.
by himself.
Yeah.
But the second tape was he was guided by a man at the back
Yeah.
so as
Yeah.
to pass the step wisely.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much. So in short, what I can think of what you're trying to say is that in life, sometimes we need people to guide us, right? Anybody that wants to share any insight you gain from this clip?
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, good evening. Go on. We can hear you.
Sir. I noticed that the boy, when he was trying initially, he failed like a couple of times, and
Yeah.
every time he failed, he didn't just give up. He actually went back to the
Yeah.
top of the stairs to try again. And one thing I also
Yeah.
noticed was that there was this man behind him that I think he pushed him or something like that. Probably gave him some
Yeah.
morale, and I think that
Yeah.
points to the place of mentorship where we actually have
Yeah.
to back to and say, okay, I really messed up. How would I to go through all these things? So I believe that is what I learned. First of all, not giving up
Mhm.
and trying again even if so. And the second part is having a mentor to always guide your path, whatever you do. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. You've all given wonderful contributions, in which there is no add-on I want to make, because the guy was trying to overcome a challenge. He was trying to learn how to skateboard in a difficult environment. So number one thing, that the guy was on a journey. So you can only face a roadblock when you're on a journey. He has a goal. So it is important for us to set goals in life. We're going to see that in the next slide. Second observation is that he was persistent. The roadblock, he fell down, but he continued to push on. The third thing, he was guided by someone after failing. But that means sometimes when we fail in life, we need to evaluate ourselves and have someone that is guiding us. In short, a mentor. And it might not just be a mentor; it can be a friend, someone that has the knowledge, someone that has passed through it before. Then the last thing I realized is that after it was done, after he has perfected the skill, he was happy and he earned. So that
Thumbs
means
up.
when you are able to overcome your problem, there's this inner peace, there's this inner joy you feel. Let's continue. I said, before you hit a roadblock, then you're already on a journey, meaning that you already have a set goal. You already have something you want to achieve. We are all in school to graduate. You don't want to graduate with a desired grade or whatever goal you set for yourself. Probably this year you set for yourself that you want to read 30 books for the end of this year. That is a goal. Then you don't hit a roadblock when you have a goal. You only hit a roadblock when you're about to take action or when you've taken action. Anybody can set a goal. Anybody can want anything. But it is until when you take action, that is now when you start facing the challenges that comes with achieving such goal. So we have many type of challenges that we can face in life, many type of roadblock. We have number one, a barrier to start. I believe some of us are science students here. So who can state Newton's first law of motion? Sorry, I'm doing it for non-science students. It is an opportunity to learn too. Yes, who can? This class is going to be interactive, not just me talking. You need to also come in. So who can state Newton's first law of motion for us there? Anybody? You can unmute yourself.
A body will remain at rest for uniform motion, except an external force acting.
Yeah, thank you so much. This is a body is going to remain at rest. I'm going to take that rest and ignore that uniform motion. Unless after the my words, by an external
Hello, sir.
force. That means there's a fear that comes to us when we want to launch. There's this fear
Good
that you
evening, sir.
feel when you want to start a journey.
Okay. Yes.
So that's the number one roadblock you will face in achieving your goal in life. You set out to yourself that you want to read 30 books this year, but the first thing that comes to your mind is that will I be able to finish
Hello,
it?
sir.
Yes, can you hear me?
Can anybody in there?
Hello, can you all hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can
You
hear
can
you,
drop a
sir. We
message in
can
the
hear you.
chat if you can hear me.
We can hear you perfectly, sir. We can. We can hear you, sir.
All right. So I said the number one challenge we face when you said a goal is the fear to start. And when Grisky said you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, this man is an hockey player. So in life, the best way to start, what I used to tell myself anytime I'm faced with a challenge of, should I start this thing? Hope I will not fail. What I just tell myself is just that the best way to start is to start. Nothing is as simple as that. Just start. 1,000 steps begin with what? Just one step. So sometimes we are faced with this reluctancy to start because this what fear of failure. We don't know what we're going to face. So the next challenge we face is a barrier to continue. Now you've started. Now what is the ability for you now to continue the journey that you've started? This is when persistence and commitment comes in. And from this slide, you said commitment is what you do when your emotions have gone away. Now, I believe after this boot camp, after this training, we will have gotten one or two things that we want to set out to do. That's the emotion. People have talked to you, you've undergo training. Now you want to launch. Now you want to start. To start is easy, but to continue is the most difficult part. Because once you start, challenges will continue to come. Different barriers will continue to stop you from doing it. You set out to graduate with a first class, but in your first year, you got, let's say you got 2.5 results, 2.5 CGPA. Then you relent that that's all. That's finished. Because of the roadblock that you faced. So it takes a strong man to continue a journey. I have seen people that didn't start well and finish well. Because in the race of life, it is not about who starts, it's not about starting, it's about finishing strong. Anybody can start a journey, but it takes a strong man to be consistent and finish strong. So sometimes we are faced with this barrier of, sometimes we get tired. We're fine. That is why you need to keep yourself motivated. You need to keep yourself amidst people of like minds, people that will motivate you, people that will push you forward. That's why it's important for us to know the kind of friends we are making. Who are those around you? Who are your friends? What do they say? Do they encourage you? Or they tell you, just forget it, let's just enjoy life and move on? So the next barrier I have here is what? A barrier to finish. Now, so for those that have read the book Finishing Strong by Steve Farrell, he said, in order to finish strong, we must have vision. Vision is what is really important. Vision is why you are doing what you are doing. You have a goal. What is the reason why you want to achieve this goal? What is your motive behind this goal? These are things that will keep us going. Okay, let's say you set a goal to read. I'm limiting myself to this goal, to read probably 10 books this year. What is the motive behind it? Is it to show people that you can read? Or to show people that okay, me too, I can read, or me too, I'm reading? Or is it to please others? Or is it to get yourself better? So the vision that we set, that is for every goal, there must be a vision. Why am I doing this? Because it's not just about setting goal. You want to finish with a good grade in school. Why? So a vision is going to keep us and it's going to help us to finish strong. Because I said earlier, it's not about starting, no. In life, it's not about starting. I have seen people that are not, that we thought they were not serious in school. And when we finished, it seems as if these people were even doing better. Because some people realize at one point in their life that they need to what? They need to get serious with life. We've seen pastors that didn't start well in life and they are doing well in ministry today. So it's not just about starting. It's good to start well. Yes, it's going to give you an edge. But it's more important to what? To finish well. So what are the solutions in which we, that can help us in our journey of life or whatever goal we set for ourselves? Number one, I said you have to have cravings for your goal. You need to be proactive. In short, what is your driving force? What is driving you? You need to have a burning desire to do everything legal and appropriate to achieve your goal. Now, I'm bringing the word legal and appropriate for a reason. Sure, you need to have cravings for your goal, and you need to be proactive to do everything within your capacity. But, the current Nigeria of today, people are ready to do and undo, both legal and things that are not too appropriate. Or no, don't even say not too appropriate, not appropriate. You are students, you know what your fellow students are doing. You know what they are engaging. Some just to get money. You know the illegal activities they are doing. Now, why should we go through this legal and appropriate means of achieving our goal? Why? Why should we go through legal and why can't we just join everybody doing things and just engaging? Because the most important thing is, okay, let me share you this thing that happened to me in my final year. There is exam we wrote in second semester, MGS exam. So in my final year, I said to myself that okay, this final year, I want to have nothing less than 4.85, I can remember. And for me to achieve that, I've done my calculation and my permutation and combination. And I know that I need to have just one B throughout my grades because I'm offering about, 7 courses. So, and I already know one course like that I know this course is coming out with B due to the fact that there's no exams. It's just us doing some assignments and all. And from history, people really have. And so I said, okay, this one I'm having B. But we wrote this exam, this NGS exam, and this exam was not looking palatable. And someone now came to me like, Alpha, this exam, there's a way you can go through it and you're going to have your A. And you're going to, and I really need this A because I have a goal. And I'm presented with an illegal way of getting my A because I know what I've written down might not get me an A due to the fact that anytime I write an exam, I can easily predict my grades and all. So they gave me this offer, and I was like, "This is my final year. I really need this. I have a reason for setting this goal. I want to graduate with 4.7, and this is opportunity that is looking so sweet to me." But I felt myself, I've never done this before. This is not the right thing to do. It's not something appropriate for me to do. Because I won't want to graduate and have this kind of feeling that, nobody me do this work, nobody me complete this work. You want to achieve your goal and have a self-fulfillment. Once you do everything appropriate to achieve your goal, there is this self-fulfillment that you feel, knowing fully well that this is something that you do appropriately, that is legal. If I had compromised then, I won't be able to tell you the story today. So for everybody, anybody that is probably contemplating on compromising, or I would advise you to do what? To not do so. Challenges will come and go, and we are trained to overcome challenge. Fortunately, the course came out with a B, and the one I was expecting B came out with an A. Wonder. And I was able to achieve my goal without compromising. So, next thing I have is that be a man who plan. Don't live your life based on feeling, but based on what? Intentionality. What do you say? What are the things you set to achieve today? Plan your life on a daily basis. Don't say, okay, I feel like sleeping and I want to go and sleep. Or, okay, I feel like reading and let me go and read. Or, okay, I feel like going out. Don't live your life based on feelings. Plan your life. What you want to do at this time. You already know the time you are going to go for lecture. You can easily, if not accurately, predict when you're going to come back. What you want to do with the other free time. So live your life based on plans and not based on feeling. Don't let your body control you. Be in charge of what? Of your life. Once you're in charge of your life, you'll be happy. You can even celebrate your daily wins. After you have your set goals, your daily set goals, and you achieve, you can easily tick it off, and it will give you this sense of, this sense of fulfillment that, okay, I've done something today. Also, evaluate yourself occasionally. Evaluate yourself occasionally. Your own might be daily, your own might be weekly, your own might be monthly, but there is a need for us to evaluate ourselves. Even the Bible says that what? Let him who thinketh to stand take heed what? Or less for. Sorry for non-Christians that are here. I'm not religiously biased. But there's a need for us to evaluate ourselves occasionally. And when you're evaluating yourself, it's very important for you not to deceive yourself. Okay, in the goal you set to achieve, you want to read 30 books this year. How many have you read? No, you've not read anything. 0. Yes. What do I want to achieve? 30. Then you know that there's a gap. Then what do you need to do to overcome that gap? You are talking to yourself. You're not talking to another person. You are not selling yourself to another person. This is not a job interview where you need to polish everything you've done and you just want to make yourself look so good. When you are talking to yourself, be real. Don't deceive yourself. Tell yourself this is where I am. This is where I want to be. What is that thing I need to do to get there? So we need to learn to evaluate ourselves regularly. Your own it might not be daily. Your own might be weekly. Probably every Sunday. Okay, let me just check where I am in the goals I've set for myself. Don't forget, you need to set goals. So I would like us to quickly discuss, because I don't want this to just be a prayer where I just talk. So how do you stay hungry for your goals? Anybody? You are hitting roadblocks, challenges are coming, it seems as if you're not going to achieve this. How do you continue to stay hungry? How do you stay committed? How do you stay hungry to your goals? Anybody want to say something about that?
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, I'm Abdulhamid. So my own understanding on how you can stay hungry for your goals is when you get pained about you not achieving something. When you still feel like this every time you plan to achieve something and you're not getting it at a great time. Like you discipline yourself enough.
Okay. I think I like that one. You are trying to say that self-denial, right? Like denying yourself of some things when you know you've not achieved what you set for yourself. So that's a good way. Also, you can also put your you can also have reasons when you have reasons for achieving that goal. It will also help you to stay hungry. Keeping your eyes at the end goal, at the at the reason why you are doing what you are doing. It also help us. It also help us to stay hungry with our goals. So then also have this solution, change your perspective about challenges. Don't view challenge as a problem, but see it as an opportunity to learn. See it as an opportunity to improve. Thomas Edison, who developed the bulb, he tried about, is it 99 or 999 times? But when he was making comments, he said, I have not failed 99 times. I have only learned how not to do it 99th time. That is someone that has the right perspective to challenges. Life might knock you down, but don't let it knock you out. Let us view challenges in a different perspective. Let us view roadblocks in a different perspective as an opportunity to work stronger. John Maxwell wrote in his book, sometimes you win. Sometimes, instead of lose, you don't lose. Sometimes what? You learn. Said, you are enrolled in a full-time informal school called life. In it, there is no mistake. There is no challenges. There are only lessons to learn. There is no part of life that doesn't contain lessons. Sometimes you win. Sometimes you learn. But every time you have the opportunity to ask yourself, what did I learn? If you always have an answer to that question, then you will go far and you will enjoy the journey of life. It means when you are faced with a challenge and you ask your question, what did I learn? Whether you're able to overcome the challenge or not, ask yourself, what did I learn? And when you have answers to that, you go far in life. Then I have equip yourself, because challenges require skill. Some challenges in life, most challenges that require skill to overcome. So that's where this way I'm not bringing the form power of skill acquisition and enhancements. You need to get skill. And when I'm talking about skill, I'm not talking about what you can just do with your hand. I'm not talking about maybe you know how to play music, you can sing, or you know how to play a musical instrument, or you can design, or you can code. I'm talking about both handling skill and intellectual skill. Both are very, very important in overcoming challenges in life. And skill is an ability to perform an activity in a competent manner. I said intellectual skills. This refers to ability to subject oneself to critical thinking, problem solving, and apt decision making. Intellectual skills is broad. You need to learn decision making, because there are some points in life whereby you need to make decision between yes and no. Like what I shared with you, I have a challenge, and they shared with me a solution that, okay, you can go through the other way around. You can pay for grade. At that point, I need to make a decision. Now, not just a decision, a quick decision. Because there are some points in your life where you need to make a decision immediately. There's no time to think. So, but once you are not used to making decisions already, it will be difficult for you. So we need to equip ourselves with intellectual skills. Intellectual skills include problem-solving skills. critical thinking, communication skill. How well can you communicate with people? How well can you drive a conversation? And these are skills that are very important this century. Collaboration. You are working as a team and you are facing a problem and you are facing a challenge. For some of us that we still start probably your project when you get a 500 level, you're working together as a team and you're going to be faced with challenges, and small challenge, the group is already disorganized. There's no collaboration between, these are things that are necessary. Some skills are necessary for us to overcome the roadblocks. Collaborations, you need to learn teamwork. You need to learn how to work as a group. Creativity. Sometimes we need you to come with an answer immediately. You're in an exam or you've read all through the night and you get to the exam and everything you read, you couldn't remember. What will you do? Will you go outside like that? How well can you think? What can you do at the point? All these things are important. And how can we get intellectual skills? How can we get intellectual skills? So some of the reasons why how we can get intellectual skills is by reading relevant books. Like that's why I was emphasizing the word books. And not just any book. You cannot just read a book, because don't forget these books are written by human beings, and as human you can also make mistakes. There are some books that you shouldn't read that can pollute your mind. You are not strong enough. So you need to read relevant books, because all these books are going to shape our mind. They're going to help us to shape our mind, and they're going to give us a positive mindset towards challenges in life. So get yourself to mentorship. And mentorship doesn't really mean someone is way older than you. Your friend can mentor you. Mentorship simply means the goal you want to achieve, someone has done it before. Some people have passed through it before and they were successful. School you are going through, some people have gone through it and were successful. So you need to subject yourself under training of people like that. You need to subject yourself to mentorship, to training. Okay, guy, maybe your friend, how were you able to do this? How did you do this? Can you put me through? Don't isolate yourself in life. Never be a man who isolates yourself. Because you always need people in one way or the other. Subject yourself to training, seminars, conferences. Like this is an example of a boot camp that we are doing now. It shows that you are an individual that wants to improve himself or herself. Seminars does not get too much, conference does not get too much. And then tell you something, intellectual skill is not something you can just say, okay, I want to subject myself to 20 days intellectual skill training and that's all. No. It's a lifelong training. It's a lifelong process, something you continue to learn throughout our lifetime. We continue to improve, continue to get better. Also, very important process in enhancing our intellectual skill is embracing leadership position. I cannot overemphasize this. We need to learn to take positions when we are offered. Now, what are the benefits of taking leadership position? Because leadership entails many things. Leadership can teach us many things. One of the things leadership will teach us is decision making. Because as a leader, you are going to be confronted with a situation where you need to make decision. You need to decide for your group whether to do this or not to do this. And as you are making such decision, you are improving your own life. Embrace leadership position. When you are a leader, there is this consciousness you have that you don't want to disobey people that are following you. So a leader keeps his life in check. So when you embrace your leadership position, it helps you to keep your life in check. It's going to help you. Leadership is going to keep you, it's going to connect you with people. You're going to learn how to lead. Because even skills, even when you want to get when you go for some interviews, they will ask you about your leadership history, about your leadership position. What have you done? It does not necessarily mean that you need to lead 5,000 people or 100 people. But I want to also say, do you know everybody is a leader? Leader is not just about position. In your room, you are a leader. In school, you are a leader. You are in 200 level, 300 level, you are leaders, 100 level students. So whatever we do matters. So, but right now, I'm not only talking about leadership by influence, I'm also talking about leadership by position. Because it will help us to keep our life in check. Okay, also now let's move to handling skills. Things you can do with your hand. So I said, and we are already coming to the end of the lessons. I hope I'm not using extra time so we can also ask questions. I said, handling skill, this includes service you can render to people, things you can do. As a student, it's important for us to be skillful. It's important for us to have skill. Irrespective of the course you are studying, you can still get an skill outside your field. You are studying Greek and you feel learning about ICT is not relevant. Who told you so? You are studying anatomy and you have another interest, but you feel because you are studying anatomy is no more relevant. No, skills is important. We cannot deceive ourselves. Nigeria of today, there is job, but there is not enough job to circulate around. Sometimes these skills are what is going to keep us, are what is going to sustain us when we leave school, even when we are in school. I studied chemical engineering, but from 200 level days, I started learning programming. I'm telling you, this skill I learned has made way for me a lot. I started earning in my 300 level days when I started getting jobs as a developer, even as a student. Now, why as a student, I have opportunity to work with 3 firms. I've gained enough experience being a student. There are things this thing can do for us. It gives us, it makes you valuable. These are things I tell myself when I was about to learn this skill. I tell myself, I need to be valuable. I cannot just come to school, spend 5 years, and have nothing to show for it. Yes, I'm a chemical engineer. Yes. What are other things that I can do? What are things I can render? What can bring financial power? And I said, what people need financial capability to overcome? And people naturally want to help people that feel are valuable to them. Come to me for help. You come to anybody for they tell you, what can you do? Or you go to a company, even for IT. I can remember when I went for my IT interview. I did my IT at British American Tobacco in Ibadan. And when the man was interviewing me, he told me, what else can you do? People want to know that you have capacity. And I told him, okay, I'm a developer. I can write code website and all. And so number one thing that thing shows that you have an ability to learn quickly. Because there are some firms you get into that they just teach you what you're going to do in the firm. And if you've not displayed an ability that you have a fast learning ability, they will not employ you. They will not take you. So he was amazed at that. and I got the internship. And many occasions that these skills have, have served as an opportunity for me. I work with them in Abuja, in Lagos, and in Ibadan, even while as a student. So I cannot overemphasize the benefit of getting skill. Skill is going to give you confidence in life. You're going to have this confidence that, okay, yes, I can do this. Now, it is also important to learn something you are passionate about. It is very, 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 very important. Because don't forget, some of the roadblocks I told you that we're going to face why you set a goal for yourself, probably you want to learn something, is the challenge, is the barrier to continue. But also you're not passionate enough about something, you may later find yourself that you stop after starting. I also remember one of the things that helped me then was that I have a friend that we are going through this journey together. Once he starts learning a new programming language, he's going to alert me, okay, you need to pick something up, you need to bring yourself. Once I also start probably a new language, or I start something new, I start doing an app, or I start improving on myself, and I tell, okay, guy, after I check this thing, it's going to pick him up too. So you also need something that I call an accountability partner. Someone you are, that you are moving together that is helping you. In short, I said it before, you don't need to isolate yourself. Isolating yourself will not do you any good. You need people. So get someone that you want to go through the journey of life together. You set a goal. There are people that also have similar goals. Get them, make friends with them. Push yourself. We are human beings. We can easily get tired in the race of life. But when we have people that are encouraging us, that are pushing us, that we are going through this race together, it's going to help us. I cannot emphasize that once that you should do something legal that can give financial power. And I say some of skills you can learn is not limited to what I have here, but it's numerous. It's going to also help you to overcome some roadblocks in life. I have here, if you're interested in design, you can go into, like, the organizer of this program, I know him so well, he's a graphic designer, a UI UX designer, anything design. I overtrust him with it. So you can go into web development, mobile dev, search engine optimization, machine learning, data science. If your interest is another thing, just go find someone to also go with you. I'm rounding up already, and I'm going to be rounding up with this clip, this video clip. This is a man faced with obstacles while riding, but he used the obstacle as an opportunity to move ahead and to achieve his end goal, which is to win the race. Thank you so much. I hope we've been able to pick one or two things or the other from this class. I don't want to make it longer. So, but I believe that you've been able to pick one or two things from the class. So in case you have any question, open to them. Yes, can you all hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
So in case you have any
Yep.
question,
Thank you, sir.
yeah.
Anybody with question,
Yes, I have a
all right.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Yes.
I have a question, sir.
Okay, please go on.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for the lesson, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir.
So my question is, you mentioned something John Maxwell said about learning
Yeah.
from um, learning life lessons from some certain challenges that we come across.
Yes.
You said in life we win some and we learn from some. But for
Yes.
example, now there are some challenges that the lessons are so hurtful.
Okay.
Like I don't know. I don't want to make this illustration, but let me just say it. For example, now if the guy impregnates a
Okay.
lady. For example, now I know he's going to learn, but like he wouldn't want that stuff to happen again, but it has happened already. So how
Okay.
can someone go around that? Like something of that nature. Let me just use it.
Okay. Like the something bad has already, something you will look at, something bad has already happened. Like, so
Yes,
how can you
that you
learn
know that
from it?
yeah, you've messed up already and or
Yes.
you something of that nature, sir. So
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. Uh, okay. Let me address this question immediately. So now, in life, know that whatever happens to you has happened to someone before. You are not the only one facing that issue. People have faced that issue and they still rise up in life. So irrespective of, we've gotten ourselves in a mess already. It's an opportunity to avoid such. Okay, someone that impregnated someone, and what's the next thing to do? You cannot avoid to. It has happened. It has happened. You need to face the challenge. You need to take responsibility for what you've done because you are a man. And when I'm talking about man, I'm talking about man and woman. I mean, you need to take responsibility for whatever you've done and learn from it. When you learn from it, you can teach others how to avoid that. Let's say, I know this will happen, or peradventure, you are caught in an exam or that you are cheating. What will you do? You don't have a choice than to learn from it. Face your fears. It has happened, it has happened. In life, we have things that are within our control, and you have things that are not within our control. You can easily make changes to things within your control, things you have capacity to change. But some things are within our control that you need to accept like that, learn from it, and move on. Face the consequence. You are a man. Face the consequence, accept the fact that it has happened, then learn to avoid such next time. You can't, that thing that you say is happening to you might be happening to you for a reason. You can teach people to avoid that next time. Your story can be a turnaround for people. So rather than seeing the fact that everything has destroyed or letting such occurrence, letting some occurrence destabilize you completely, face your fears, overcome, and move on with life. I believe if our host also have anything to say concerning that, please you can come in.
No. Perfect. You said it, sir. You said it. That's just it.
So any other question?
Yes, I give sir. I have a question, sir.
Okay.
About leadership and taking up responsibility. There is a little issue I'm having when you have someone you are running a leadership position with. like
Okay.
basically among students, speaker
Yeah.
of a association and the
Okay.
president of an association. Whereby
Okay.
the president has do some other things which you have sanctioned him on, but you are trying to cover him and make him understand okay, these are the normal perspective you should follow, normal
Okay.
administrative ethics, and even if you want to do politicking, these are way you should play this game. But he's showing as if he knows it all and showing a defiant ear, whereby you are having other people from outside pinching the speaker, telling him sanction him. And when you know when you sanction him, it's going to spoil that person's ambition in the future. What
Okay.
can you advise that person to do? I mean, the speaker,
Okay.
not to jeopardize the vision and objective of the association.
Okay. Um, there's this saying that everybody improves when a leader improves. So vice versa, it means that everybody deteriorates when a leader deteriorates. You've already seen, I don't want to be too direct, but you in your mind you also know what you're supposed to do. Because if you leave such leader on check and eventually emerge more powerful position, imagine what such person will do. You've done the right thing by warning him. The next thing is, and it's not, we can find ourselves in more, student leadership is a prerequisite for, is a learning ground for us. Whatever we do here, we are learning. I have seen, I also opportunity to engage in student leadership while on campus. Your friend can sanction you because we are learning. Even if it's your friend, you have the right to sanction him. But that is you doing your job. That is you doing what you are already assigned to. People believe in you to be a speaker. They trusted you. You know you are going to do the right thing. And they're even telling you to do the right thing. The next thing is for you to what? To do the right thing. So in short, you've done your best as a friend by warning the person. He refuses to hear. The next thing is to what? To perform your role as a speaker and not disappoint those that appointed you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. If I'm permitted to say one other thing, sir,
Yes, you are.
it's like a request concerning the skills you mentioned earlier.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not a professional. I am a graphic designer, so kind of identity
Okay.
designer. But I would love if the organizer of the program, as you have mentioned earlier, can be my mentor and train me using graphics and UI UX.
So I think this is a personal question. So it's not meant to be a general question. So you can enter anybody's DM and make that request. Do you understand?
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
All right, thank you. Do you have any other question? Sir, I believe there is no more question. And I want to hand over to you officially. Thank you so much for allowing me to learn from this platform and also to share my own perspective about life. I really appreciate your effort, and we are going, all of us here are going to meet in bigger places, and I believe. Thank you so much.
Wow, wow, wow,
Thank
wow,
you so much, sir.
wow, wow. This is
Yeah,
wow.
thank you very much,
Let's
sir.
appreciate him.
Really
Let's
appreciate you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. This is
Thank
powerful.
you, sir.
Thank you.
I'm telling you, this is powerful. Look at what I'm reading. I'm just writing,
Thank
writing,
you,
writing.
sir.
This is powerful. I'm telling you.
Thank
Wow.
you, sir.
I think that's it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
All right, all
Thank,
right,
thank you so much.
all right. So,
Thank you, sir.
guys, for those that are using Duo, please let's do it more
Thank you,
frequently.
sir.
We'll
Uh,
do it every day next time so that you'll be along with every other person when you are on phone. All right, that's it. So, you have any questions, please, before we call it a day, if you have any questions, please try to ask a question. One thing about all this, even oh, you can't hear me, all right. I said one thing about this. Once you are listening to maybe an event or you go for a conference and the like, one of the best ways to do it is just pinpoint one or two things you are going to work on immediately. Again, that's the cheat. That's how it works. Don't just pile up meetings or pile up events or pile up conferences. Just select one thing or two things in every meeting that you are going to work on. You see, what makes us extraordinary are the little ordinary that we take note of. Right? So it's not one big thing. It's not big thing. Every other person we've read in history did not just make it big thing. I don't know if everybody can hear me. I think sorry about that. So I said every other person that you have seen in history, one way or the other, they have put little attention to stuff, little attention to things. So now you've listened to this, you've written down one or two things. Pick one thing or the other that you are going to work on. So just one thing you've listened to in this meeting that you are going to work on and start immediately. That's the key. That's the key. That's how it works. Don't wait till after everything that you start. It won't work that way. Why? You will get tired along the way. So everything that you've listened to, I've written mine down. I've written mine and search out how things. The after now, we look into it, right? Because we all are learning. We all are learning. We are at a junction of our life whereby it is important and essential for us to learn. Right? Whatsoever we become in the next 20 years is just a part of our decision now. And we must ensure that decision is the right decision. Because we have the responsibility of passing the right thing to our next generation. Right? The next generation that is coming after us, it's our responsibility to pass the correct thing to them. No matter what has been passed to us by now, right? So please and please, if you have any questions, you can ask now before we call it a day. Right? Anybody? Anybody, any question before? All right, all right, all right. Since no question because of time and the like. So, I want to appreciate our facilitator for today. Thank you so much, sir. We really appreciate you. Thanks for the whole thing, the presentation, the words, the everything. Thank you so much. I learned a lot too, and I know everybody have learned one thing or the other. So, for our biography tomorrow, what we'll be looking into, his name is Walt Disney. Walt Disney. Let me type it so that everybody can add. So we read about him. So everybody is reading about him. And then, so in addition to that, everybody will tell us one thing that you will be working on based on what you listen to now. Right? One thing that you'll be working on, which means that by the time we be meeting tomorrow, you have started work on that thing. You get one thing that this night you start working on. So by the time we meet tomorrow, you have started work on it already. So please and please, I will ensure that I will urge everyone to have that thing. Because the action is where the real deal is. Not even after listening to this and you write down a lot of things, if there is no action, there is no way you get to know it. Action is powerful. You heard what he said in that place. You miss 100% of the shot that you did not take at all. Right? So, but even if you try it, at least, even if you did not eat it, you have done well. You know where how to do it the next time better. Right? So, while listening, and I have someone want to tell you. All right, so let's give this guy through. I guess that's the name. Yes, sir. I hope. Yeah. So that would be two. We read about what Disney and this job offers. Then we each person will tell us one thing that you started work on based on what we heard today. So our class will continue tomorrow, and I hope everybody enjoyed their night and be good. Try to eat one or two things. Ensure that you stay safe. There's corona outside. So please, let's stay safe. Use our nose mask where it's necessary. Right? Stay safe and be cool. So thanks for coming today. I hope you all enjoyed our session. So lastly, let's just say I. Everybody unmute yourself and say I.
I.
Oh,
I,
nice.
I.
I,
I.
I,
All right.
I.
All right.
I,
All right. Nice. Nice.
Hi.
I,
I,
I.
I,
I, I,
All right. Thank you. So
I,
let's just have lastly before we call it. Let's just
I,
have all these slow people. Let's just have two persons.
I.
I, I,
I.
I,
Okay. Let's just have two persons to tell us one or two things that they learned today. We don't want to go that way without asking. No worries. Our
I.
normal way. All right. It's our normal way of doing it. So we just have two persons to tell us. So let's have Miss Alabi Deborah. Yeah. Let's have
I.
uh, Miss Alabi Deborah. Please let's have you tell us one or two things that you learned in today's class. Yeah. She will talk. She not will talk. She will talk. All right. Okay. Okay. No problem. Let's have Mr. Damilare. Oluwadamilare Oladeji.
yes, sir.
Oh, thank you. Let's have you.
I'm here, sir.
All right. Please tell us one or two things you learned about this session.
Okay. In summary, I learned that at every stage of your life, when you make a goal, just be prepared to face a roadblock. Like let it be in your preparation. Have it in your mind that you are going to face a roadblock and brace up yourself to overcome the roadblock.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Abdul Hamid. Mr. Abdul Hamid, can we have one or two things you learned about today's program?
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Today I've been able to learn how that we should learn to be committed to whatever we are doing. At times there will be obstacles, there will be challenges, but we need to stay hungry to find the habit of staying hungry to our dreams. So and also try to be a leader. It's not the one who hold position, even when we hold positions. Always try to make impact those things. Also try to gain a skill that will make us be valuable to people, whether soft skill or hard skill. So always make us valuable because it's the value you are adding to people that will show how important you are.
All right. Perfect. Perfect. Awesome. Thank you so much. Let's have Miss Ogumola Victoria as the last person for tonight before we call it a day. Miss Ogumola Victoria.
Okay, good evening, sir.
Good evening, ma.
Uh, I learned that a mentor might not be someone necessarily older than you. Like I can have my friend as a mentor, and also I learned that we all should have an accountable partner, like someone that will be like a check and balance to our situation every time.
All
That's
right.
all.
Wow. 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 Beautiful. Perfect. 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 Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. So let's not forget all we have to work on tomorrow. So then every one of us will meet tomorrow, and yeah. So same time, 7:40. Our discussion time 7:40. Then 8 o'clock we start our class as usual. So please let's be available for tomorrow class. Don't forget our due, our do's and don'ts. I hope by the time we are done with this whole thing, you will see the reason why we are doing these things. The reason why we are putting all these laws, do's and don'ts, and all these things. All right. So stay safe. Be good. See you guys tomorrow by the grace of God. All right. Bye, bye, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Good
All
night,
right.
sir.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night,
Thank you,
Good
sir.
night.
sir. Good night.
Good
Thank you,
night.
sir.
Thank
Good
you, sir.
night.
All right. Thank you very much for today, sir. Thank you very much for today, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
you're welcome, guys. You're welcome, guys.
Thank you for tonight, sir. Good night, sir.
Yeah, good night. Stay safe.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Can I come to see you in DM, sir?
Okay, okay, no problem. No problem, no problem.
All right, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Guys, stay safe, stay safe. And those that cannot
Yeah.
talk,
Yes,
that they
sir.
are typing, they are saying their hand. Good night.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Good night.
1-5.
These two people, you all shall always be the last person that you are fighting each other.
Exactly. That's another the two favors there. Because yesterday were the last
Someone take the 1
two.
minute. Eh, Popo.
Take my no leave now.
Come on. 2-7.
All right, sir.
All right, all right.
Ah, bye.
Yeah, stay safe. Miss Favor, you want to tell me something? Mr. Israel?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, welcome, sir.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, perfect. I
Yes,
can
sir.
hear you. I guess your network was trying
All right, sir.
fluctuating.
Sorry, I lost connection. So
Oh,
yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
okay.
sir. Yes, sir.
So I think I was saying that you're coming in and out. But no problem. So if you can sort it out, just let us know the line that is passing as
Yes,
it
sir.
comes. So
All right.
we can talk together and work it out.
All right.
Alright, thank you. Stay safe and
Okay, sir. Okay.
enjoy your night.
Yes, sir. It is, sir.
Yeah,
Good night, sir.
yeah, good night.